Well, hello, and welcome back to the Vampire Priest. I am Father Antonio Rivera. Today we're going to do a quick review on Yaira. Yaira? Jaira. One of those is close to the correct pronunciation. So I did just finish reading this. As promised, I was going to read it this weekend, give you an honest review. I know I'm not wearing my review shirt. This one was fresh out of the dryer. I love shirts that are fresh out of the dryer. Feels warm, even though it's like 300,000-400,000 degrees outside. I still like them fresh out of the dryer. And actually, it was probably a mistake because I am sweating. You probably can tell. But here we are with Yaira, first issue. First of all, great cover. I like this cover. Art inside is very good as well. There is a big note and difference between the Isom and Yaira that I should say right from the get, especially with, and even with Alpha Core, is that where Alpha Core seemed like the late 90s, the Isoms had that 1990s, mid-90s feel. Yaira actually has 2000 feels, but between 2005 2010 in terms of the comic writing and the comic style. Even the art as well, which I am not complaining about the art. The Rippleverse is hiring some very good artists, colorists, and everybody who has to do with the comics, so it's really good. Doing a good job, keep it up. And again, I'm all about the indie comics, have been since I was a kid, and I think this is the wave of the future. The past is the wave of the future. But this is a good series. It's really good. There's a lot going on in here. I highly recommend when you pick it up and you start reading it, you do have to take your sweet time with it. Even if you're like me and you can read over 1,000 words a minute with full comprehension, you should probably just take your sweet time with it. I'm doing the same thing with the book Doom. I'm just taking my sweet time with it, doing a chapter a day, just so I can absorb it and really piece everything together. There's about 4 or 5 stories that are happening in this book simultaneously. The flashback sequence is really good towards the end, and it really gives you an idea of what's going on in the Rippleverse and where everybody is coming from. This is a unique type of character. I really like the way she's being developed. Not only the aesthetics, the look of her, but the character, her power sets, her personality. Solari's in this issue as well. He's not as much of a jerk as he was in Alpha Core, or especially in the Isom 1 and 2. He's like Joey from Friends. He's kind of growing on me. He wasn't intended to be the type of guy that you would actually, kind of care about, but he's getting there. She is more, her personality, Yaira, is very strong and, headstrong. Aesthetically, the look from her, if she was a real person, I would shoot my shot. But after knowing her personality and seeing how she is, I wouldn't go back for a second date. But again, her power set is very good. I really like it. I like the build-up for Yaira 2 and what's happening with the whole Rippleverse in general, what's going on there. I know that there is an announcement for another series as well, Gooding, or is it Goodwin? I'm really bad with names. Better with faces than I am with names. Goody, and I'm gonna go on to the Rippleverse.com and see what that's all about and pick it up. But again, so far, I do like the Rippleverse. It has a very slow start. Issues are coming about maybe on annually, and that's because it is not a big setup as you would find with Marvel, DC, or even Image. The only real problem I have is the problem with Wetworks. When Image Comics first started, they had a comic called Wetworks that was constantly and perpetually being delayed, slowed down. Issues weren't coming out fast enough, and people were just ignoring it and forgetting it altogether. I think that's what ended up happening with Isom. I am going to have to probably go back and reread issues 1 and 2 as we get ready for issue number 3, just to remind myself where everything is at. I am reading a whole bunch of other stuff. I got volumes 1 and 2 of Berserk, and I don't want to release it from a shrink wrap, but I might have to. And then after that, I have the Mark Twain. It's a lot. It's a lot. But fortunately, I do love reading, hence the glasses. Again, Yaira, the first issue, you're doing a 1 through 5 star. I would give it about a 3.5. It's good. It's just slightly above average. But then again, it is a building. It is building. My favorite issue so far from the whole Rippaverse is going to be Isom number 1. I think that one was well written. Again, all of the art is great. I have no problem with the art, none whatsoever. I think it's just the building up and the character development. Isom number 2 seemed to have gone askew from the first issue, while still trying to maintain on that. You could tell it was just an introduction to other characters. Yaira has so much going on that it would have been a 5 if they cut out 2 or 3 of those elements, those side stories that were going on, and just stay focused on the main character and wait until issue number 2 to introduce the new character that's in there as well. But yeah, it was good. I liked it. Well, I can't wait to see what happens next. And again, it's really good. I highly recommend. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I always give each new comic that I'm reading up to issue 3. You either have my attention and you keep it, or I'm just going to move on somewhere else. I understand that a lot of people won't want to go into issue number 3 because they are kind of expensive. You have to buy them. There's a FedEx or UPS delivery, and it could be pretty pricey. But I think as of right now, it's worth it. And hopefully going forward in the next year or 2, there'll be cheaper options and more mainstreaming. And you might be able to find them all in your local comic shop. Check it out. Again, if you can't afford it, find a friend who has it so you can read it. And I think it'll be worth it.